Hello, my dear children and parents. Welcome to class 9th of Indus Valley Public School Raj, where we will be doing lesson number 4 from your beehive, and the name of the lesson is A Truly Beautiful Mind. Children, this lesson is related to a famous scientist, Albert Einstein. This lesson throws light on a renowned persona in science, and the name of the person is Albert Einstein. The stories appeal on and it talks about the unknown side of him, a portrayal of the humanitarian side of the well-known scientist makes it feasible for students to feel more connected with the personality. The Nobel laureate was not just solely immersed in his scientific ventures, but has crucial knowledge that all needs to be acquainted with. The world knows Albert Einstein as genius scientist who discovered the theory of relativity and other inventions. He received all kinds of honor and awards, including the Nobel Prize for Physics in the year 1921. With this erudite knowledge persona of his overshadowed his entire being, the added humanitarian angle establishes his humanly attribute. He advocated world peace, non-violence, and that is why the title refers to him as a truly beautiful mind. Okay, so this lesson will tell about a great scientist, his interest in mathematics and physics, and too many wonderful things we will come to know when we will go through the lesson. Okay, children, so moving towards the lesson and its explanation. So now coming to the lesson. A truly beautiful mind. Before you read, who do you think of when you hear the word genius? Children, what do you mean by genius? Genius means a very knowledgeable person, a very intelligent person who used to present a thing in a very different manner, because everybody knows about a thing, but to present that thing in a very different manner so that other person can easily understand, that is what something genius, in a very different way, to present a thing in a very, very different way. Okay, so now, who is a genius? What quality do you think a genius has? We shall now read about a young German civil servant who took the world by storm about 100 years ago. In the summer of 105, the 26-year-old published in quick succession 4 groundbreaking papers about light, the motion particles, the electrodynamic of moving bodies, and energy. So, when Albert Einstein was of 26 years old, he had developed 4 theories. What kind of theories? Like, first about light, he discovered about light, then about the motion of particles, the electrodynamic of moving bodies, and energy. Children, all these topics are related to physics. So once you will be moving to your higher classes, and when you will study only physics, then you will be getting a descriptive information of all these topics. It is related to physics. Okay, his work took up only a few pages in scientific journals, but changed forever our understanding of space, time, and the entire cosmos, and transferred the name Einstein into a synonym of genius. So within few pages he explained everything. He explained about space, he explained about time, he explained about the entire world, and by doing so his name was registered in the book as a synonym for genius. 50 years after his death, Albert Einstein, genius, still reigned. Even after his death, he was ruling. Even after his death, 50 years after his death, he is ruling as a genius. आज भी लोगों के दिमाग में है वो, as a genius person. So now first paragraph. Albert Einstein was born on 14th March 1879 in German city of Ulm, without any indication that he was destined for greatness. Destined means fate, a predetermined set of events that has to happen in future. So he was born on 14th March 1879 and the name of the city was Ulm. It is in Germany. And when he was a child, no one could predict that one day he would be a great famous scientist, and he was considered as a normal children. So next line. On the contrary, his mother thought Albert was a freak. Freak means a word used disapprovingly to talk about a person who is unusual and does not behave, look or think like others. So now what happened? His mother thought that he was a freak. Why she was thinking in such a fashion? Because he did not behave, talk or look like normal children. He was different from other children of his age. He behaved abnormally. It seemed as if he had lesser intelligence in comparison to other children of his age. So to her, his head seemed much too large. So what happened? His mother thought that his little boy's head is too large in comparison to other children. At the age of 2.5, Einstein still wasn't talking. So when he was 2.5 years old, he was not talking. When he finally learned to speak, he uttered everything twice. Uttered means to speak. So what happened? When he was 2.5 years and more, then he started speaking something. So when he speaks something, he used to speak that word twice. How many times? Twice. Einstein did not know what to do with other children, and his playmates called him boring, brother boring. Okay, so what happened? His playmates used to call him brother boring because he remained to himself. He did not play and talk to them. Okay, so the youngster played with him So the youngster played by himself much of the time. So youngster here is Albert Einstein. So as other children do not prefer to play with him, so what he used to do, he used to play alone for the longer time. Much of the time he used to play alone. Okay. So the youngster played by himself. He especially loved the mechanical toys. Looking at his newborn sister Maza, he is said to have said, "Fine, but where are her wheels?" So now what happened? He used to play alone and he especially loved what? Mechanical toys. Such toys, mechanical means that is some kind of machinery used, such as automated car, automated airplanes or something like that. So when his sister was born and he looked at her, he could not see her feet. He was wondered where the baby's wheels were. That means the feet of the baby. As Albert Einstein used to play with toys and all the toys had a set of wheels, to him Maja seemed to be a toy, and so he might have thought that where were her wheels. Okay. A headmaster once told his father that what Einstein chose as a profession wouldn't matter because he will never make a success of at anything. So now what happened? His headmaster of school told his father that he would never be a successful person, even whatever profession he is going to choose. Einstein began learning to play the violin at the age of 6 because his mother wanted him to. He later became a gifted amateur violinist, maintaining this skill throughout his life. So amateur means doing something for personal enjoyment rather than as a professional, something which is your hobby and you do it as pastime. So now what happened? Einstein was very good at playing violin. He learned when he was of 6 years old because his mother wanted to learn him to learn that. And all his life he was an amateur violinist. He played the violin as a hobby and not as a profession. Okay, but Einstein was not a bad pupil. He went to high school in Munich, where Einstein's family had moved when he was 15 months old and scored good marks in almost every subject. So Einstein, he was very good student. He went to school in Munich because his family had moved from Ulm to Munich when he was 15 months old and scored good marks in almost every subject. Einstein hated the school regimentations and often clashed with his teacher. The regimentation means order or discipline taken to an extreme. The school where Einstein went had a very strict discipline, which he disliked. Due to that, he often clashed with his teacher's opinion and opposed him. Okay, so he used to oppose his teachers. So now what happened? At the age of 15, Einstein felt so stifled that he left the school for good. Stifled means unable to breathe or suffocated. Okay, and left the school for good means left the school forever. He did not continue with that school. So Einstein was so suffocated in that particular school that he could not follow the strict discipline, and so he left the school forever. The previous year, Albert's parents had moved to Milan and left their son with relative. So now what happened? When Albert left the school 1 year before that, his parents had moved to another city, Milan, which is in Italy, and Albert was left behind in Munich with his relative. Okay. After prolonged discussion, Einstein got his wish to continue his education in German-speaking Switzerland, in a city which was more liberal than Munich. So now what happened? Liberal means willing to understand and respect others' opinions. The school in Munich was very strict. Albert could not follow the discipline over there. He had a long discussion with his family relative, and finally his parents agreed to put him in a school in Switzerland, and the language used for their communication was German. Okay, so he continued in the German language. Einstein was highly gifted in mathematics and interested in physics, and after finishing school he decided to study at the University of Zurich. So Einstein was very good at studies. He was highly gifted in mathematics, so he was exceptionally good in mathematics, and he also had interest in physics. So once he finished school, he joined the University of Zurich. But science wasn't the only thing that appealed to the dashing young man with the Wallace mustache. Wallace is the shape of mustache. So science was not the only thing that appealed to Einstein, who was a very handsome young man. Other than science, he had interest in something else also. Let's see what. He also felt a special interest in a fellow student, Mileva Maric, whom he found to be a clever creature. So now, except physics and maths, he was also interested in one of his friends, and name of that friend was Mileva Maric, whom he found to be very clever creature. Why he was thinking her as a clever creature? Because she was very sharp, she was very intelligent, and she was very much smart. So he used to say that she is very clever creature. This young chap had come to Switzerland because the university in Zurich was one of the few in Europe where women could get degrees. So Mileva was from Serbia, and she came from there to Switzerland in order to attend the degree, because only University in Zurich provide degrees to the women, and no other university were providing the degrees. So Einstein saw in her an ally against the Philistines, those people in his family and at the university with whom he was constantly at odds. So ally means a friend, and Philistines, a word used disapprovingly to talk about people who do not like art, literature or music. So now here he is saying that he found a friend in Mileva, so whom he used to discuss everything and he can share everything. Okay, so these both became friends, and she also liked the art, literature and music, and both shared their common interest in those days, having interest in art, literature or music, and was not considered to be good. So means what that in that time music, art and all these things were not considered to be a good thing, but these two fellows were having love for these things. Which things? Art, music and literature. So those people who were interested in art, literature and music used to be called their opponents Philistines. Albert Einstein's family and many people in university were not in the favor of this. So against such people, Albert Einstein and Mileva Maric unity helped them to face the situation. Okay, so now what happened? The couple fell in love. So now they both were in love. Letters survive in which they put their affections into words, mixing science with tenderness. Wrote Einstein, "How happy and proud I shall be when we both have brought our work on relativity to a victorious conclusion." So now Albert Einstein and Mileva Maric fell in love, and they exchanged their love letters to express their feelings. They used to write such kinds of letter where they used to mix science with their feelings. At one instance, Einstein talked about his scientific invention and said that he would be very proud on that day when they would finally conclude their paper on the theory of relativity. Okay, so now what happened? Next paragraph. In 1900, at the age of 21, Albert Einstein was a university graduate and unemployed. Okay, so now what you can say, in the year 1900, and Albert Einstein's age was 21, so he has completed his graduation from the university, but he did not have any kind of job. So he was working as a teaching assistant, gave private lessons, and finally secured a job in 1902 as a technical expert in the patent office in Bern. So now what happened? Patent means a document which gives the right of an invention to an investor. Okay, so from 1900 to 1902, Albert Einstein was working as a teaching assistant and gave private tuitions or lessons, you can say. And finally in 1902, he got a job in Bern. So Bern is a city in Germany. So he got the job of a technical officer in a patents office in Bern. So while he was supposed to be assessing other people's invention, Einstein actually developing his own ideas in secret. So Einstein was supposed to check the inventions done by other people and give them a patent. This was his work. And by that time, on the other hand, secretly, without known to other people, he was also making his own inventions too. So while he was inspecting others' invention, he was also making his own invention, and that was not known to anyone. He said to have jokingly called his desk drawer at work the Bureau of Theoretical Physics. So Einstein later said the desk on which he worked was the Office of Theoretical Physics because there only he started working on his invention. One of the famous papers in 1905 was Einstein's special theory of relativity, according to which time and distance are not absolute. Absolute means measured in itself, not in relation to anything else. Means it is free. It is not depending on anything. Okay. So in the year 1905, Einstein published his first paper, means first document. It was about special theory of relativity. In this publication, it was written that the measurement of time and distance is not absolute. It depending on something else. So what is that? Indeed, two perfectly accurate clock will not continue to show the same time if they come together again after a journey if one of them has been moving very fast relative to the other. So now it is told that So according to his theory, which theory? Theory of relativity. So according to the theory, if there are two clocks, ठीक है, तो both of them are moving, दो clocks है, दोनों move कर रही है, they will not show this same time. One clock will move faster than the other. Okay, so now here he is explaining his theory, and he is saying that in that if we are having two clocks and we will see that both the clocks will not give the same time. One will move fast and other will move the slower than the other. So from this followed the world's most famous formula, which describes relationship between mass and energy. That means E is equal to mc square. So in this mathematical equation, E stands for energy, m for mass, and c for speed of light in a vacuum, about 3 lakhs kilometer per second. So now here vacuum is an empty place. Okay, so now here the explanation is that this theory of relativity gives us this basic formula of physics, that is E is equal to mc square. E stands for energy, m for mass of the object, and c for the speed of the light in a vacuum. Vacuum means where there is no air. The speed of light in vacuum is almost 3 lakhs kilometer per second. To put into the simpler word, Einstein said that. So now he is explaining this thing, the relationship. See, when you sit with a nice girl for 2 hours, it seems like 2 minutes. When you sit on a hot stove for 2 minutes, it seems like 2 hours. That's relativity. So that means here it is said that it is nothing like that. It is the thing that affect according to your brain. So here light or anything which you see, it is according to your brain. Whatever you see, it will be brain. If like here Albert Einstein has given an example of a beautiful lady. If you are sitting with a beautiful lady for 2 hours and time passes immediately, so this is your mind thought. You have spent the same time, but your mind is saying you have spent only 2 minutes. If you are in a difficult situation, if in a difficult condition like hot stove, then you are sitting for the 2 minutes only, but it seems for longer time. Okay, so it is what? It is a state of mind. Okay, similarly he is explaining the formula. Now coming to the next, while Einstein was solving the most difficult problem in physics, his private life was unraveling. Unraveling means starting to fail. So though he was solving the complicated problems in physics of the world, his personal life, that is married life, or you can say love life, it's not married life, it is a love life, started becoming problematic. He started to fail in his personal life. Albert had wanted to marry Mileva right after finishing his studies, but his mother was against it. So Albert wanted to marry Mileva Marek soon after finishing his studies, but his mother did not want that he should marry her. Let's see why. So she thought Mileva, who was 3 years older than her son, was too old for him. So she was elder than Albert Einstein, who? Mileva. So mother was thinking she was much older, she is very old for him. She was also bothered by Mileva's intelligence. She is a book like you, his mother said. Einstein putting the wedding off. So now his mother thought that Mileva was very intelligent to be a wife, and she told Einstein that Mileva was also like a book and was similar to him. As his mother was against this marriage, so he cancelled his wedding with Mileva. The pair finally married in January 1903 and had 2 sons. But after few years the marriage faltered. Faltered means became weak, or you can say they divorced. So what happened? Finally in the year 1903 they both got married and they both were having 2 sons. But after some years their marriage was unsuccessful and they divorced each other. Mileva meanwhile was losing her intellectual ambitions and becoming an unhappy housewife. As Mileva Marek was very intelligent, being a housewife she could not cope with her ambition, she could not fulfill her ambitions, and so she started becoming unhappy. Okay, after years of constant fighting, the couple finally divorced in 1919. Einstein married his cousin Elsa the same year. So what happened? Finally they divorced in 1919, and in the same year he married his cousin Elsa. Okay, Einstein new personal chapter coincided with his rise to world fame. So at the time Einstein married Elsa, another thing coincided. it was Einstein's rise to the world fame. Einstein became very famous after marrying Elsa. Everyone acknowledged him as a great scientist. In 1915, he had published his journal Theory of Relativity, which provided a new interpretation of gravity. So in the year 1915, he published one more paper which was based on journal Theory of Relativity, which gave a new interpretation to gravity. An ellipse of the sun in 1919 brought proof that it was accurate. So what happened in the year 1919? There was a solar eclipse which proved that Albert Einstein's journal Theory of Relativity was correct. Okay, what do you mean by solar eclipse? जो आपका सूर्य ग्रहण बोला जाता है ना, that was there and it was already predicted by Einstein at that time. Einstein had correctly calculated in advance the extent of which light from fixed stars would be deflected through the sun's gravitational field. The newspaper proclaimed his work as a scientific revolution. Deflected means changed direction because it hit something. So Einstein had already calculated in the year 1915 that in the year 1919 there would be a solar eclipse. Due to it, the apparent position of the stars would change to some extent. His calculation was accurate. So it was announced that Albert Einstein's work was a scientific revolution. Einstein received a Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921. Okay? He was showered with honors and invitations from all over the world and lauded by the press. So now what happened? So he was honored and was invited at various places from all over the world, and even the press praised him. Okay, so why? He received a Nobel Prize in 1901 for physics, and now he became a famous Swedish scientist. Okay. Now coming to the next. When the Nazis came to power in Germany in 1933, Einstein emigrated to the United States. Emigrated means leave one's own country in order to settle permanently in other country. Okay. 5 years later, the discovery of nuclear fission in Berlin and had American physicists in an uproar. So now what happened? Uproar means very upset. After 5 years, the Germans discovered the process of nuclear fission, the process through which nuclear bombs or atomic bombs are made. This process were prepared in Berlin. Due to this, all the physicists in America were upset as they feared misuse of technology. So what happened? They were in fear that there might be any kind of misuse of this nuclear fission or something like that. So many of them had fled from physics just as Einstein had, and now they were afraid that Nazis would build and use an atomic bomb. So there were many scientists who escaped from America because of physics. Physics was a dictator concept which was started in Europe from Italy by the rule of Benito Mussolini. So all these scientists were afraid that Nazis could misuse the atomic bomb. Okay. So now what happened? At the urging of a colleague, Einstein wrote a letter to the American President Franklin D. Roosevelt on 2nd August 1939, in which he warned a single bomb of this type exploded in a port might very well destroy the whole port together with some of the surrounding territory. So now here Einstein was requested by a colleague, and so he wrote the letter to the President of America, Franklin D. Roosevelt, on 2nd August 1939, and he warned him that the atomic bomb which was developed by Germany was very powerful. If one of these bombs exploded on any port, it would not only destroy the area, but also it would destroy the surrounding territory. This shows Einstein's humanitarian quality. He wanted good for the people. He wanted peace in the world. That is why he wrote his concern to the President of America and warned him. His words did not fail to have an effect. Albert Einstein's letter had an impact on Franklin D. Roosevelt. The Americans developed the atomic bomb in a secret project of their own and dropped it on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. So now the American developed the atomic bomb in a secret project, okay, and secretly, and they dropped into two cities of Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The German had just developed the atomic bomb. They did not use it on any country, but America did. Einstein was deeply shaken by the extent of the destruction. So now there was too much of destruction, a lot of destruction took place, and Einstein was too much shocked. He was shaken after seeing the destructions and all. This time he wrote a public missive to the United Nations. Missive means a letter, especially long and official. So he wrote an official letter to the United States or United Nations organization. Okay, in it he proposed the formation of a world government. Unlike the letter to Roosevelt, this made no impact. So now what happened? He wrote a letter to the organization. What he wrote in that? But this letter did not bear any fruit. This letter did not convert the mind of United Nations of organization as the letter returned to Roosevelt. Okay, but over the next decade, Einstein got ever more involved in politics, agitating for an end to the arms building and using his popularity to campaign for peace and democracy. So now what happened? For another 10 years, Albert Einstein was involved in public peace. He was involved in politics, and his agenda was to stop the countries involved in collecting arms and developing weapons. He campaigned for world peace and democracy. His main agenda was world peace and freedom of people. Okay, so now when Einstein died in 1955 at the age of 76, he was celebrated as a visionary and world citizen as much as a scientific genius. So visionary means a person who can think about the future in an original and intelligent way. So Einstein could foresee the future. So when he died in 1955 at the age of 76, the world celebrated him as a visionary. He was a world citizen and a scientific genius too. So my dear children, here we end with the lesson. Go through the lesson. Any doubt, please do ask me. Please go through the lessons, okay? And any doubt, do call me up any point of time. So bye bye and take care. Thank you so much.